I want to thank everybody for joining me again today. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but I'm back and I'm going to be making a lot more. And today we're going to continue doing Ankh work, of course. But first, I want to talk about control of the conscious mind. That has been the biggest problem for me, reaching higher levels of spirituality, higher levels of energy, higher levels of being. And control of the conscious mind is one of the most important parts of having control of your reality. Now, this isn't an easy task. This is probably one of the hardest things you'll ever do if you are attempting to accomplish this, if you're working to accomplish this. And the way you have to approach this is start off very slowly. You can't just rush into this. You have to start picking apart the parts of the day that you don't want, and you want to focus on the way you do want things to be. Okay, now to accomplish this, you have to start actually thinking about analyzing all the information that comes in. Now this is very difficult at first, but it gets easy. It gets to the point where you can do it without thinking. It happens without thinking. Every time I have a thought that is suggesting something I don't want, for instance, I give an example, like if I'm sitting here and maybe I got an open beer in the back seat while I'm driving, and I get pulled over. Maybe I'm sitting there about to drive and thinking, "Oh, I got this open beer in my back seat. If I get pulled over, I get charged for it." And that's a thought. That's something I don't want to happen. So immediately, I see a picture of the police, the car, the policeman standing outside of my door, even my car. I see it falling in the river, going over the waterfall. And this river that it falls in is White Rapids all the way down. It's huge rapids, and it's so big that the planet is like a grain of sand going down it. There's many times I pictured the earth just falling into it, this whole entire world just falling into the river, because I think of things or someone says something that puts me in a certain mood. Instantly, I see it falling in the river, and I attempt to start thinking about other things that are going on that I want to happen. And I immediately start doing something that is progressive to the way I want things to be. So to do this, you have to start off every time, and you're not going to be able to do this at first. And I'm not going to say that. Some people can, some people can't. It's hard though. You have to start analyzing each thought. Every thought you have to say, is this something I want? If it is, then focus on how good it can be and how much better it can be than it is. And then you have to always think this way. You have to always project the things that project the scenario that you want. And the scenario you don't want, of course, let it fall in the river, go over the waterfall. And this definitely works. If you try it, I promise you, 100 out of 100 times, if you picture the scenario or whatever it is, the person that's bothering you, the person that makes you feel the way you don't want to feel, you just picture them falling in the waterfall. I mean, falling into the river and washed away down to the waterfall. And I guarantee you that whatever is involved with that thought, your subconscious will know we don't want this. That is the way you communicate with your subconscious mind. You're not going to be able to just think, oh, I don't want the cops to get me, because all your subconscious mind is hearing cops get me. And that's our biggest problem. We have been programmed to think in a way to only bring things that we don't want, because those are the things we focus on. And it's put in front of us everywhere, on the internet, TV, radio, everything gives you the mindset of things happening that you don't want to happen. And it gives you the mindset that you have no control over it. But you have complete control over you, your world. You just can't let the outside world dictate anything that goes on in your inner world. That is your special place. Keep it special. So the main thing about this, you want to start analyzing your thoughts. Everything you don't want to happen, picture it falling in the river. Everything you do want to happen, focus on it, think about it being the best that it can be, or think about yourself being the best that you can be, or whatever the situation. You're bringing in money, make it be way more than you need or was expected. What I'm saying is, always focus on what you want and make it as grand as you want in your imagination. Just start doing this, and all the things that you don't want, they fall into this big river and float down over a huge waterfall. So that's something that I was thinking is very important. You know, building up a lot of power with the Ankh, connecting with your higher self through the energy that you're able to acquire through the Ankh, because it's like an amplifier. It amplifies all energy. It amplifies it to a degree that a lot of people couldn't even conceive. Once you really understand how the energy works, how to really just tap into the unlimited energy stream that it is. And the Ankh is a great tool to use to do that. Now, you can do this without any help. You can, but it's a lot more difficult. And just going on this ride with the Ankh, just feeling the flow of energy that it releases. You know, the things I've seen through meditation and visions I've had, you know, I wish I could explain them. I wish I could put them in words, but I can't. I couldn't even begin to tell you the hugeness of it. I can't, like I said, I really can't even put it in words. But I want everybody to be able to tap into that. I want everybody to be able to, you know, come away from the physical a little bit and get into the spiritual mind frame, where you see the pettiness of the physical for what it is. and therefore you can rise above it. Of course, you're not going to relate to almost 90% of the people you come in contact with. But the way I deal with it is I look at it like kids, like you are talking to some kids. You'll play along with kids. Like, I have nieces. I have a daughter, a young daughter. She's 7. And we have lots of conversations. And sometimes, she's talking about kid stuff and I go along with her. Her imagination is out there. And I go along with her with almost everything she says. And that's how you have to do people in the physical world. You have to just don't allow it to stress you out. Just look at it as, okay, this is my part in it. I will play this little role. But at the end of the day, I release myself from that and go to my spirit. I go to my higher consciousness. Okay, I'm going to go into this Ankh exercise. I don't have much time on this video. Next video, I'm going to make it very long. I'll be able to make it as long as I want to. I had some complaints, and I'm very sorry about not getting all the information out, not giving the full understanding, and that's my goal. And for the ones who felt like that, I apologize, and I'm attempting to never let that happen again. But this last time, I'm restrained to this 15 minutes. So I got about 4 minutes left, and I'm going to talk about working with the Ankh. Okay. We're going to go back to the very first exercise I told you about. I told you it was the second part to that. Okay. It's the one where if you have a physical Ankh, you hold it over each energy pool from the crown down to the root chakra. If you don't have a physical Ankh in your possession, you still have a very powerful Ankh. The one you can imagine. A lot of people call it the Astro Ankh. Picture this Ankh sitting over each energy pool from the crown chakra all the way down to the root chakra. I'll leave a link in the bottom for that video if you haven't watched it. But this video, we're going to go on to the next part of it. Okay, so we're going to start at the point where you've already got them all revved up. The energy is flowing real good. Got a very powerful energy stream coming from the crown chakra all the way down to the root chakra. Okay, now the second part of that is, okay, you will take the Ankh, if you have a physical Ankh, and hold it in your left hand. Just hold it through the loop and let it hang down in your left hand. Okay, if you have a spiritual Ankh, if you have an astro Ankh, picture that Ankh in your hand, holding it in your hand. Okay, now the energy is going from the crown chakra down to the root chakra. That's where you started at. Okay, now we're going to imagine that energy pouring down into the planet, pouring down into the earth. Okay, as that energy pour out of you into the earth, pure white, I'm talking about pure white, blinding white energy is coming from the universe, coming from all corners, coming from all sources that are in line to pour unlimited energy inside of you. Now imagine this huge beam of light coming from the universe down straight into your crown chakra. And this energy floods your whole body. And it makes the energy pools in your down through your body, that stream of energy that flows down through them Okay, that blinding white light pours down through it and makes it even more